Well, in this short video, we are mostly concerned to differentiate between fact and opinion. Let me tell you, fact is any data or a statement which you can testify, which you can find out whether it is present or not. You can find them in records, in books, uh, and on the internet. Whereas opinion is your personal viewpoint. Mostly, people want to know, students in especially O levels, they are mostly concerned uh, how they can exactly figure out what is a fact and what is an opinion. So in this short video, I'll try to explain the difference between fact and opinion, and I'll do an exercise with you just to differentiate it. So I have taken a paragraph from 1123 English past papers, and I'd like to differentiate the facts and opinion in this paragraph. Well, I'll go for a red color for the fact and yellow for opinion. I'll try to underline it. Let's read it quickly, and it would be a good idea to read the whole paragraph, but since I have already read it a couple of times, so I'll just read a line and decide whether it is a fact or an opinion. However, more importantly, social networking sites have many critics who say that relationships formed through them, unlike face to face friendships, are too impersonal to be described as real friendships. Now, here in this statement, there are two things, and let us see the first one. Uh, Let me just underline the first one. It's not like that. And let's read it first. More importantly, social networking sites have many critics. So this seems to be a fact. Why? Because many people criticize social networking sites, and we know it that it is the truth. And I'll underline it red. Have many critics. That's, I think so, the best line I can draw. Okay, anyways, it's not straight, but no problem. Social networking sites have many critics who say that relationships formed through them, unlike face to face friendships, are too impersonal to be described as real friendships. Who say that relationships formed, so here relationships, let me change the color now. This is an opinion. Relationships formed to them. This is one part of the opinion. Are too impersonal. Are too impersonal to be described as real friendships. As real friendships. So here in parts, let me say it again. Relationships formed through them are too impersonal to be described as real friendships. Through them, through, and when you write it as an opinion in your answer sheet, please don't do just lifting. I think so it will make less sense. You'll have to need some extra words to make it a complete opinion. And those words will be of your own. For example, relationships formed through social networking sites. In place of them, use social networking sites are too impersonal to be described as real friendships. Now here, why I have taken it as an opinion and not as a fact. Why? Because the word impersonal to be described as real friendships. Why? Because for some person, maybe he says or she says that online relationship is perfectly fine and it is personal. It's not impersonal. So words like that, impersonal, reflect that it is only an opinion and it's not a fact. I personally know many people. I don't know personally those people, but I have read the stories of finding people on the web and then getting married and dating and things like that. And people are so much involved, and if you ask them, they will have, of course, a different opinion. So therefore, I have decided it that it's not a fact but an opinion. Let's go ahead. They argue that it is all very well to have 100 cyber friends. It's again an opinion. But because maybe there are people for whom it's not very well. Okay. Therefore, I'll call it an opinion. But such, let me underline it, and then but such a number of contacts devalues true friendship. Such a number of context devalues true friendship. Okay, maybe it devalues true friendship for one person and maybe for not for another person. So I will call it an opinion, which implies a certain exclusivity. Okay, certainly to describe 100 people as your best friends is absolute nonsense. So here we have another opinion. Why? Because for many people, it's not a nonsense. Had it been a nonsense, they would stop using it or they would stop using such sites. So it's another opinion. Real meetings with friends for coffee or lunch might be trivialized. Might be trivialized is another opinion. If it is are trivialized and you know from your data that it's true, so you can go ahead and take it as a fact, but it's again an opinion, okay? Maybe for many people it is not trivialized. If your friend has read on screen every detail of your life that week and she yours, what are you going to talk about? Okay, this is a question. It's again, it's not a straightforward opinion, why? Because actually the writer here wants to say that if everything has been shared with your friend, there will be nothing left to be shared in person. It's another opinion. There are many people who share many things on the web, and when they meet, they have their other things to share. So I will go ahead and call it an opinion. But here, remember it, if you write the same question in the same way in your exams, you will get 0 mark. I mean, if you take this specific, let me uh, draw an arrow, and just to tell you, this arrow would be fine. If you have, okay, so I'm going to draw an arrow here. If you take it as it is, so it will be, let me color it red, it is dangerous for you. Here, it's going to be not but red. Yeah, fine. It is going to be red. Okay. Well, because if you write this question as an opinion, directly this is a question and it is not an opinion. So you will not get any mark for it. But in place, if you understand the question first, if your friend has read on screen every detail of your life that week, and she yours, what are you going to talk about? And if you write it something like that, when friends read everything on social media about their other friends, they have nothing to talk. And this is, of course, an opinion. and you turn it into a statement after understanding this question, which is for emphasis, of course, you will get a whole mark, a complete mark for it. Now we are just coming to an end. Information overload is another drawback of these sites. Information overload is another drawback of these sites. Okay, this is a fact. So we know that there is excessive information. There is so much information that even a person cannot fully understand it or go with it. These sites are full of information. Okay, I will call it because I know that uh, it is overload. I will call it as a fact, where readers are bombarded with intimate facts which might be best left unsaid. And here, readers are bombarded, as far as this is concerned, bombarded with intimate facts which might be best left unsaid. Here, it is an opinion. Readers are bombarded with intimate facts. Okay, so here you cannot you're not very much certain that all the facts which are given they are intimate. So I will call it an opinion, but because there are I know personally people who do not all the time talk about intimacy, they have their other relationships. I will call it a fact, not an opinion. I'll call it an opinion again. Bombarded with intimate facts. There are other things on social networking sites that people share. It's not a dating site, basically, which might be best left unsaid. Okay, best here also shows uh, an opinion, and best might be best left unsaid. So, this is a suggestion of the writer and it is their own viewpoints. We can't say it's a fact because they are inappropriate. This is another opinion. Hugging of men and women in one culture is absolutely fine. It's in another culture a sin. So you cannot say that what is best to be done. It varies from culture to culture. In fact, most information posted is utterly boring. It's another opinion. Maybe it's not boring for many people, but in the view of the writer, it is boring. I'll call it an opinion. So, in conclusion, I have tried my level best to make you understand and differentiate between the difference between fact and opinion. Take care of yourself. Allah Hafiz.